This is the Insta360 GO 2. This thing is tiny, super portable. It can go pretty much anywhere, and I highly, highly recommend this camera. So why am I recommending this camera in 2022 when it doesn't even shoot 4K? A lot of different reasons. First, I'll kind of go through all the specs and get that out of the way. Video resolution, it comes with flow state stabilization, and that's in Pro Video mode. You can get up to 1920 by 1080 at 50 frames per second. And then also 2560 by 1440 at 50 frames per second. And those also include 30 frames per second, 25 frames per second, and 24 frames per second. Now in the basic or in the video mode, you get basic stabilization. You can shoot up to 50 frames per second, and that's at 1440p. You can shoot time lapses up to 1440p at 30 frames per second. You can do a time shift mode, 30 frames per second. That's also at 1440p. And then finally, slow motion, 120 frames per second at 1080. At its best video settings, this thing shoots up to 1440p at 50 frames per second, and that's only in the Pro Video mode. So what I recommend doing is shooting Pro Video mode. In fact, I've set it to where that's when you open it up, if you just were to use the camera on its own and just hit record, it's always going to do Pro Video. I don't really see needing it for regular video. It's kind of pointless. I guess there could be some different situations where you might want to use it, but like I said, for me, I use it 95% of the time I'm using Pro mode. I also like Pro mode because it does shoot at 50 frames per second, so if you wanted to take your footage into post and kind of slow it down, get that kind of smooth, slow motion shot, you can do that with Pro Video mode. One of the things that Insta360's done with this camera is make it super portable. It technically is still an action camera, but instead of having to use like a GoPro head strap or like a back mount or something like that, they actually give you this pretty cool pendant. And so like if you just, is that in focus? There we go. Instead of wearing one of these like head straps or waist straps, you can just put this on, and you're supposed to wear it underneath your shirt. Here, show you. So you just put it under here. And then it should, I'm wearing a thick shirt here, so I don't know if it's going to work out really well, but you can see it kind of like sticks down or sticks to it there. Kind of nice. Like I said, it's pretty easy to use. Another cool thing that they give you is a hat clip. So if you're wearing a baseball hat, you can just kind of like clip it on real easy. Again, it's magnetized, so your camera's not going to fall out. At least I haven't had any issue with that. I would be careful though if you are going to use it doing any kind of like action sports shots. I mean, it could bounce out, I guess, but like I said, I haven't had any issue with that. Another cool thing with having the magnet attached to the back of it is that you technically can put it on some stuff. It'll just kind of stick there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's totally sticking to this metal C-stand. So one of my favorite things about the GO 2, I like to e-skate and get different angles when I'm skateboarding. And so this GO 2 can really, I mean, it goes anywhere. I'm trying to show you here. So this little, if you can see it, there's like this little kind of sticky background, this like adhesive. So you can put this on your board and then get these really different, really cool, unique shots. And I really, like I said, I love using it. Something you can think about if you're doing any kind of like action sports, if you're, riding a bike, skateboarding, whatever. I mean, it can pretty much go anywhere. So yeah, I'm gonna put this on the front here and see what kind of footage we can get. I just wanted to do a little quick audio test just to see if this sounds good at all. Not really expecting much, especially with the motor going. that's loud as hell anyway. Just wanted to see how clearly you can hear everything. In the case that you wanted to try and use this as like a vlogger camera. Like I said, it probably sounds muffled, I'm sure, especially with this loud motor going, but I guess we'll see. Might not be too bad, but on the off chance that you are going to use this as like a vlogging camera, you might want an external mic. Might be the best route. The case that it comes in is a charging case as well, and it also has tripod legs that extend out, so you can basically set this anywhere you want. Just if you wanted to do a time lapse, you can just set it up and just kind of let it go. One of the other cool things about this camera is that you can download the Insta360 app, and you could really do all of your edits straight on your phone. The interface is so user-friendly that it kind of walks you through it step by step, like how to edit videos. If you were going to do any type of filter, in some instances, it'll actually edit 4 or 5 videos. If you just pick the ones you want, it'll come up with like a short little video montage for you. You can use it for Instagram, Facebook, whatever, you know, any type of social media. When it comes to controlling the camera itself, you could technically just use this the whole time and control it. The only drawback is you can't really see what you're filming, which honestly, it has such a wide field of view that you really don't have to worry too much. If you use the charging case here, you don't have to really worry about battery getting low. However, if you use your phone and you're going to use the Insta360 app, while you can see what you're filming and you can kind of frame everything a lot better, it will drain the battery on this, so be careful about that. I would highly recommend making sure you're going to have enough power just to kind of control this thing. And then the last way you can record is just by pressing the bottom. Try to get that in focus. Press the bottom there, and it'll start recording. So a few months ago, I used this as a kind of a fake probe lens. If you've looked up any of these probe lenses, they're super awesome. They can get some really, really neat macro shots. The problem is they cost upwards of like $1,500, somewhere in that range. So for me, this is an okay substitute for a probe lens. Basically what I did is just attach this to a selfie stick and then clamped the selfie stick onto my Rhino Rove Pro slider. And you can get some really cool cinematic fake probe lens shots. I highly recommend trying that if you get a chance. I think pretty much any slider should work as long as you're just figuring out a way to kind of clamp it down. But yeah, this thing, like I said, it's just, I love it so much. That being said, who do I recommend this for? If you are a small business owner, entrepreneur, somebody who works solo for a lot of stuff, it's so hard to get behind the scenes footage that you would want to share with people. So this thing comes in handy mainly for that. I wouldn't recommend it if you're trying to get really nice quality, like super awesome quality footage. It's just the sensor's too small. But it does get the job done as far as like getting creative shots, and really, really useful for social media. If it's something that you're wanting to post a lot more, cannot recommend this enough. The app itself is so easy to use that you can just put a few clips in and the AI will come up with something that's pretty cool that you can share with everybody pretty much immediately. With this type of footage, it's not going to replace, you know, a Sony or Red or whatever professional camera you're using. This is almost like just kind of a backup, almost like more of a behind the scenes camera for me. I'm not going to get into technical aspects of it, or like, this isn't really a review. This is why I use it and how it's helped me, and maybe somebody out there is watching and it might help you as well. Thank you guys very much for checking out this video. This is the first ever YouTube video I've done. Definitely gonna come out with some more content here soon, so keep an eye out for that and keep moving forward. Love y'all. Be good.